led through the mist by the milk light of moon. All that was lost is revealed. Our long bygone burdens, mere echoes of the spring. But where have we come, and where shall we end? If dreams can't come true, then why not pretend? How the gentle wind beckons through the leaves as autumn colors fall, dancing in a swirl of golden memories, the loveliest lies of all.
Ah, hey there. Just sitting here reminiscing about some old memories. It's a spooky time again, where the whole world dresses up as goofy monsters and they blackmail you to either give you candy or they throw eggs at your car. At least in America. Here in Sweden, not many people go trick-or-treating. At least not where I'm from. Although given I do live in a very remote area. And I have about 3 neighbors in a 3-kilometer radius. I've only ever been trick-or-treating once, and that was at my neighbor's house. I got some caramel rope candy, I remember. I've never really had a traditional relationship with Halloween. You know, the dressing up as scary monsters, Halloween, trick-or-treating, horror movies, that stuff. That's never really been something me and my family have celebrated. But October is my birth month, and there's a lot of stuff I really love about it. So I wanted to try and get more in the mood for Halloween this season. And talk about stuff in a YouTube video. Oh, that's what I'm doing. I was a real scaredy cat when I was younger, a big pussy, and I still am. But I still had this morbid curiosity. I couldn't keep away from a lot of stuff I knew I'd find scary and have nightmares from. But that's what Halloween is for. It's a time where we celebrate and embrace the desire for scary stuff. I remember when I was younger, probably around 11 or 12, me and my family were on our way to Skåne, and we were listening to some Swedish podcast about horror stories, I think. And there was this one I remember vividly. It was about a guy who had moved out into a cabin in the woods. He had a dog, and strange stuff would happen. There were scratches on his walls, and scratches were from these monster figures that had big holes for eyes and a big gaping mouth. And they would feed by draining, I think. I drew it as best as I could here. And they kill his dog. I remember how they graphically described the dog's limp, drained, rotting carcass. Sorry for putting that image in your head. That story scared me a lot. And then in the evening, when we had arrived and were going to sleep, my big sister scratched the outside of my wall. So, fuck you, sis. I always had a very vivid imagination when I was younger, and I still do. I'm not sure I believe in the supernatural. One Halloween, when me and my family were on our way to the graveyard to place candles for Alla Helgonsafton, we passed another graveyard. It was dark outside, and I remember seeing a big black horse in the middle of the graveyard staring at me. I'm pretty sure I just imagined it. But here in Sweden we have this myth of the kyrkogrim. A kyrkogrim is a dead animal that the church buries near a graveyard so that its spirit can serve as a protector. Often a goat, or a dog, or a horse. I also remember I had a dream once where I was being chased by a T-Rex through a little area with a big red house and a red shed. The next day, me and my family went away. I don't remember where we went or what road we took, but on the way, we passed a place that looked exactly like the red house and the red shed from my dream. And I swear I had never seen that place before. I'm not sure I believe in the supernatural, but sometimes strange things happen that we just can't explain. As I said, I'm a pretty big scaredy cat. Sometimes I get scared of the dark in my room and I imagine monsters in the dark.
You do not yet understand Halloween, ween. You must take a quest to understand what it means. Bye-bye.
Anyways, monsters, as I was saying, they're a pretty big part of Halloween. Skeletons, vampires, zombies, and probably the most famous monster of them all, Frankenstein's monster. Oh, now what?
You dare say Frankenstein's monster is more scary than me?
Dracula?
Yes, you humans think you know everything.
When did I say that? Also, what are you wearing?
This was all I had available. Think you know all about me?
I mean, I don't.
Maybe you want to know a little more?
Fine, go ahead.
Well, why don't I tell you with a song?
You call me creepy on your TV and you say I thirst for blood, when all I really want to have is someone I can connect with.
No, we're not doing this.
Down, blah, blah, blah.
I've talked a lot about how I'm a bit of a pussy. So why would I be interested in any of this? Why would a scared guy like me that's paranoid when he walks in the woods be interested in Halloween? What's the appeal? think that for a lot of people, our lives have become so comfortable that it almost feels boring. And horror offers you that thrill that your life is missing. In the same way that some people enjoy roller coasters or skydiving. Horror can also just be kinda cozy. If you want to see more about comforting horror, I would recommend checking out another Swedish YouTuber, Chris Winger. This entire video is actually inspired by him. Because that's kind of what I do. I see stuff that I like and I want to make my own version. Chris, if you somehow see this video, I really like your videos. Anyways, as I also said, I don't really watch horror movies or play horror games. I have my own stuff that I find scary. I like watching horror stuff from YouTube. There's this one guy, Snook, who reads a bunch of horror stories from Reddit and 4chan. And I like that sort of stuff. Most of the stories are just kind of meh. But there's this one video of his where he reads a story that genuinely made me scared and uncomfortable. I don't want to spoil it because I want you to just watch it for yourself. But caution, there are some very disgusting and disturbing parts. I mean, it will leave you shocked at one point. I don't want to hype it up too much, but that's how I feel. And hear me out, Minecraft. There are so many Minecraft horror mods and Minecraft horror YouTubers, you'd be surprised. And so many of them are just bad doo-doo. The mods, I mean. I'm sure the YouTubers are alright. As we all know, Minecraft YouTubers have a great reputation and have never done anything wrong. Anyways, there's this one series by some guy, that's his name, about the man bear that I would recommend. It's more storytelling and slow-driven atmospheric horror, which I think is really good. Bears are one of my biggest fears. Not in a phobia way. I can look at bears. I've been like 1 meter away from a bear, and I wasn't scared. Obviously it was at a zoo, and there was a fence in between. But it's just the thought of meeting a bear in the woods. I hate their noises. It's more of a respect fear. But it's also a real fear, because bears are real. And while extremely low, there is a chance I could stumble upon a bear in the real world. And sometimes those encounters go pretty bad. One of my weird fascinations in life are in animal attacks and so-called man-eaters. Real stories of wild animals that start attacking people. I've watched so many videos on YouTube about so many man-eaters. That is my real horror fascination. There are specifically 2 YouTubers that I often watch who covers a lot of this stuff. Bob Gimlin and Wild World. This is the type of stuff that actually scares me. But again, in a more respect way, if you get what I mean. Because it's real. Bears are real. I know that I'm never gonna get attacked by Slenderman or a Skinwalker or something. But while the chance is very low, there is a chance I could stumble upon a bear in the wild. So when I have this deep, genuine fear, why do I then watch a video telling the real story of a woman visiting a national park, sleeping outside under the stars next to her boyfriend, and getting dragged away into the darkness by a bear, helpless to stop it? Why do I do that? Why do we humans seek out what we fear? It's this video, by the way. It's incredibly well made, you should check it out. I mean, just imagine getting dragged away in the forest by a bear, completely powerless to stop it. That's probably my biggest fear.
So, what do you think?
Impressive.
Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Check it.
Of course. What didn't I think of that? Look at the tasteful thickness of it. Oh my god.
What do you think?
Fuck. It's genius. Nice. No.
What the heck, man? You can't just keep doing that. We were having a conversation. You can't just keep barging in like this.
I'm just trying to do my job.
No, I get that, but you interrupted me earlier. Now you disrupted our conversation here.
I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to do my job.
Next time, maybe?
I don't know what you
Let us finish.
want me to do. Alright. Okay. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Can I do my thing now?
I mean, we're here now, so just... Sure, go ahead.
What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
I don't know.
You say that a lot, don't you? I don't know. What do you know? When will you figure things out? You don't know. Everyone writes their own story. But your paper's been blank for quite a while now. So when are you going to do something about it? What are you waiting for?
No, I already said we're not doing the musical thing.
I couldn't come up with a good transition. Bloodborne.
Bloodborne is a horror game. But you said you don't play horror games. You see, I haven't played Bloodborne.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Bloodborne is part of the FromSoft Soulsborne genre, which is notorious for being some of the most difficult, but also some of the best games out there. Now, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and Sekiro are all very cool, but they've just never been able to capture my interest, to be honest. But Bloodborne, oh man, I can't explain how much I love this game. The gothic aesthetics with the Lovecrafted horrors and the hopeless world, gosh! To maybe give you an idea of the type of game Bloodborne is, this is an actual boss you fight in the game. Its name is Living Failures. You might think, well, that's not very intimidating, and you'd be right. Who's the cutest little thing? But then this is its theme song.
I do actually own a copy of the game, cause my friend bought it for me for Christmas last year. So I will play it eventually.
But that's what the internet is for, baby. Even though I haven't played the game, I can still experience the entire story, all of the lore, the amazing soundtrack and visuals without even playing the game. Now, in my defense, I'm not a gamer. I don't know anything about what makes a game good. I don't know anything about game design, movesets, coding or any of that. I'm not good at games. I suck at video games. But what I do know is storytelling and cinema, and I am in love with all of that in Bloodborne. Anyway, speaking of monsters and such, ghosts are one of the biggest scary things out there. Why? Because no one knows if they're real or not. Everybody knows zombies aren't real, except for this one mushroom that takes control of dead insects and uses their corpses as puppets, but we'll ignore that. Skeletons aren't real, well, they are, but you know what I mean. Vampires aren't real, except for your local goth girl. Okay, where am I going with this? Those are all fiction. I think you'd struggle to find someone who actually believes in that. And that's what makes the supernatural so interesting and popular. No one can prove that ghosts are real, but no one can prove that they aren't. It's all up to your own interpretation and beliefs. And that's also why it can be so scary, because we can't comprehend or understand it. And we humans fear what we can't understand, and more importantly, what we can't control, like death. Enter the Ghost Hunters. There is a massive market for ghost hunting, or whatever you want to call it. Here in Sweden we have Youre and Jonah.
Så det är exakt sådär, fast den inte...
All right.
Och där var ännu mer skrämmande att den här faktiskt rör sig. Och sen nere vid fötterna var det typ så här, och sen låg den ner. Vad gör ni?
Jocke, vad gör du?
Jag går ner nu, jag går ner.
Vad gör de?
And you might have heard of a show called Ghost Hunters. They've made 16 seasons. But I'm not here to talk about any of that fancy stuff. I'm here to talk about the boys, baby. The Boys is a YouTube group of 5 that rose to fame making funny VR skits during COVID and stupid brush memes. What the hell do they have to do with ghost hunting? In 2021, the boys uploaded this video. It was mostly them goofing around and not really taking things seriously.
When I was 8 years old, I heard my mom having sex in the bedroom next door, but my dad was on a business trip. Ever since then, I've been on a quest to prove that ghosts are real.
And then there was the Clown Motel, and then the Asylum, and they haven't looked back since. Including collaborations with other creators, I think they've been involved in over 30 paranormal investigations, and they've captured some interesting things. I love watching these videos, not only because they're my favorite YouTube group, but the videos are interesting, and they're a perfect blend of the boys goofing around and actual serious investigation stuff. Now I'm definitely a skeptic when it comes to the paranormal, but I don't think the boys fake anything. Well, some things are staged for content, but I think their reactions and their conversations they have with the ghosts are real. However, the equipment they use I'm a bit more skeptical of. They have this device that searches through radio channels at supersonic speed and picks up words that should allow the spirits to communicate. And I don't know about that. Although sometimes they do get direct responses to the questions they ask and have conversations. So it's food for thought. It's all just a big conspiracy. I think the boys are genuine, my Pookie Bears. You wouldn't lie to me, would ya?
Now, there's a whole lot more to Halloween than just scary stuff and horror. Especially to me, because I've never really had a big relationship with Halloween or horror. Halloween to me is just as much the entire month of October and the feelings it gives me as much as it is the holiday itself. That's what I'm trying to show with this video, and there's no other show that captures those feelings better than Over the Garden Wall.
I first watched Over the Garden Wall a few years ago with my family, and I've loved it ever since. It's a very short show with just 10 episodes spanning a combined 100 minutes. But it's great. It gives you that warm autumn feeling combined with the strange, pleasant Halloween feeling. Everything from the art style to the writing to the comedy to the music, this show is a great watch. And my favorite part of it is the Beast. A simple character really, a simple name, with a simple design mostly, makes a great creepy antagonist that is also a vague reflection of suicide.
Sorrow and
easily forgotten when you submit to the soil of the earth.
I love this show, and the whole vibe of it really just captures how I feel about autumn and Halloween. Why you brought me out here?
Silence! The master is speaking. Ah, yes, yes, yes. They say for your next challenge, you must face the sins of your past. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Alien 70.
No. No.
Ah, yeah.
No, please. Make it stop.
Oh, the grace.
Feeling is the entire point of this video. I kinda just like existing sometimes. And autumn gives me this feeling. Here in Sweden we have the Great Winter Depression, where as soon as autumn hits and everything turns grey, everyone gets depressed. Except for me. Autumn is maybe my favorite season. Well, at least October. I love the weather and the vibes and the feeling it gives me. Old Swedish folklore stuff gives me this feeling. Paintings of trolls and red wooden houses and stuff like that. We have this book about Swedish folk creatures. It scared me as a kid because I thought the paintings were creepy. I mean, look at these paintings and tell me that isn't creepy. We also have this book about two trolls, Truls and Trulsa, where they go on an adventure to see the lynx. And I think it's great. The drawings and the way it makes the lynx to be almost a mythical creatures. I used to stay up late sometimes and just watch out the window to try and see a lynx myself. I never saw one, obviously. But a few years ago, one of our neighbors actually saw lynx in their yard. So who knows, maybe one day. And then Helge. This is a Swedish comic series about a moose in the woods, and it's all about älgjakten and Helge trying to survive hunters. It's funny, and I have a bunch of them. Like, a lot of them. Why do I bring it up? Because älgjakten happens in autumn, duh.
Hörru Gulla, vad sägs om att vi drar in bakom buskarna och gör lite rajtan-tajtan?
I'm not sure I'll be happy with this video. I'm not sure I'll ever be happy with what I make. It's weird. I'm a pretty lazy and carefree guy most of the time, but when it comes to this video stuff and writing, I have really high expectation on myself. And what I make never lives up to my imagination. I have too many ideas and too little capabilities. I'm not sure I'll ever be satisfied by my creations. And I guess that's something I'll just have to take to the grave. I'm pretty bad at explaining stuff, so most of the time I don't even bother. I just feel. And I think that's okay, to just feel and exist sometimes. Why are you doing this? I can't understand you.
My side of town. Now I'm covered in blood and I'm feeling